Effective knowledge management is essential for the success of any transportation organization. It enables agencies to better utilize available resources, make informed decisions, advance practices, and adapt to changing circumstances. The National Cooperative Highway Research Project, supporting state DOT adoption of knowledge management practices, recognizes the importance of documenting the experiences of early KM adopters so that other agencies may benefit from their progress. This video series explores the development of tacit and explicit knowledge management across the transportation industry through 5 case studies. At the North Carolina Department of Transportation, or NCDOT, knowledge management is defined by a single, powerful acronym: CLEAR. CLEAR stands for Communicate Lessons, Exchange Advice, and Record. More than a simple database, CLEAR is an internally developed program designed to give every employee a voice. The program is built around 4 primary goals. 1. Promoting cross-unit communication to break down internal silos. 2. Sharing best practices and lessons learned to ensure high-quality information is available to everyone. 3. Driving organizational enhancements by turning field experience into updated policy. And 4. Reducing vulnerability to workforce transitions by preserving institutional memory. To explain the why behind this framework, here's Allison Temmer, the State Value Management Engineer at NCDOT.
So our initial goal in North Carolina was to close feedback loops between maintenance, construction, and design. That was the main problem that we were thinking. Our agency is very siloed across the state in the various units and the divisions and through project phases. So initially we started a research project in 2018 to develop a database that would store lessons learned and best practices that were identified from post-construction assessments. However, as we started meeting with employees across the state, we realized that knowledge sharing in KM in general was very low in our department. So instead, we decided to call our program CLEAR: Communicate Lessons, Exchange Advice, Record, and focus on knowledge management practices across the entire department.
To meet the goal of sharing best practices, NCDOT launched the CLEAR portal. This one-stop shop allows staff to submit solutions, improvement ideas, or even request advice from their peers. However, sharing information is only half the battle. Ensuring its quality is also critical. To address this, NCDOT established an expert review panel of nearly 70 volunteer subject matter experts. This ensures that every piece of advice in the database is vetted before it reaches the field.
This is our CLEAR database. It is developed, it's on our SharePoint site currently. It has 3 opportunities for people to share lessons learned. They can share best practices, or they could request assistance with an obstacle. If you go to the form, you'll see that they have an opportunity to share their information, but it won't be shared in the database. They can describe the issue or the problem or what's going on with it, the solution that they have found to that. They can describe anything, actually other information related to projects, the cost, the size, whether it's maintenance or whether it's construction. And if it's not project related, they certainly don't have to choose that. There's also disciplines that they choose. We have experts in disciplines across our department who are reviewing these submissions and offering their advice, or also learning from these submissions to then make changes that are needed to guidance or other documents that they have. I will say we are updating this to another version. So I'm excited that we've maintained a database, but then also that we're growing that, and it's actually going to become one form for them to choose within that form if it's a lesson learned or a best practice.
Perhaps the most impactful project is the Facilitated Post-Construction Assessment, or PCA. These sessions bring design teams, field staff, and contractors together to review a recently completed project. The findings aren't just discussed, they are recorded in the CLEAR portal and used to update the Project Delivery Network, the resource document that provides consistency for every project NCDOT delivers. By doing this, NCDOT ensures that a lesson learned on one bridge or highway becomes an improvement for all future projects. As NCDOT moves forward, every initiative is still measured against the goals of the CLEAR program. They are promoting cross-unit communication through technical advisory groups and post-construction assessments. They are sharing best practices through a vetted, searchable portal. They are driving organizational enhancements by updating their project delivery network with real-world data. And they are reducing vulnerability to transitions by building a permanent digital memory. Here's one final piece of advice from Allison Tammer.
If funding isn't available for you, we utilized research funds from our research unit to do a lot of the legwork for initial database design and development. And we utilized another research project with a marketing professor to help us roll out this CLEAR database to our department utilizing an ADKAR change management model. Also, one of the biggest pieces of advice would be just do it. Become a friend of the TRB and the AASHTO CAM committees and learn from other states, meet each of the people in that group. Use the toolkit and the NCHRP research results and reports that are coming out, tools to pick one thing that your state really needs the most and find a champion. Call people you already know in the state, bring them on board. Maybe it's a unit head who will support you and become a pilot group for you to work with. Create the small wins and just talk about it everywhere you can. Attend conferences in your state and create the awareness and desire for people, and then also training them, and then just reiterating that and coming back around, and just focus one small thing at a time. It's the best advice I could give.
That concludes our overview of the North Carolina Department of Transportation case study. We encourage you to explore the other infographics, documentation, and resources for all 5 agencies included in NCHRP Project 2044-45 via the link in the description. Thank you for watching.